very good afternoon to you. Happy new month. We begin the month of February, the year 2026. We are so glad that you created time to join us on Citizen Weekend. Let's update you on what has been happening in Kenya and elsewhere. My name is Safin Achieng Oma. Let's first get the top stories. Father and two children die after fire burns a house in Budalangi, Busia County. Protests in Athi River as locals accuse a church of grabbing land and blocking a public road. At least 200 people killed after mine collapses in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And we begin straight away. Tension is high in Kakongo village, Turkana South constituency, after armed bandits stormed the village, killed 6 people, injuring 2, and drove away with more than 2,000 animals. The incident paralyzed transport along the busy Lodwar-Kitale highway for a whole day as police, together with the reservists, tried to pursue the bandits. Death of the 6 comes a few days after another incident where bandits drove away more than 1,000 cattle, killing 1 person in Kapelbok village, Turkana South. Turkana County Police Commander John Tarus confirmed the incident, saying a multi-agency team has been deployed on the ground and warned residents against retaliation. The bodies of the victims are being preserved at Lodwar Referral Hospital mortuary.
Tumepoteza watu 5 ambao wamekuwa confirmed na wale wengine hatuwajui. Unajua ni kupigana yenye ilikuwa wanapigania msituni. Ni siku ya huzuni ambayo ni mzito pia kuongea maneno mingi.
Ilitoa machineries kila aina ikaenda kufanya disarmament huko Laikipia. Lakini hapa kila siku tunapoteza watu. Leo tumepoteza watu 5 na wengine bado haijulikani huko msituni ni wangapi, ndio bado wangapi hawajapatikana. Kuna watu wamepotea, hawajulikani hata mahali wako.
Ikifika time election, president atakuja munifotie, governor akuja aseme wamfotie, MP waseme wamfotie, na saa hii mmesahau watu wa Kakongo kabisa. Mmesahau. Mko in other places, your manifestation tu ndo mnapeana, vote for me, I will do this. What about Kakongo residents?
Leo watu wameuawa Kakongo 5. Juzi watu wameuawa Kapelbok. Mwanafunzi juzi ameuawa pale Kainuk akiwa anaenda shule. Lopi watu waliuawa. Mheshimiwa Rais, sisi tungeomba amani ipatikane.
Now to Busia County, where 3 people died in Bulago village, Budalangi constituency, after their house was razed down by an inferno. Patrick Oringo Bahati and his 2 children are said to have been asleep when the fire broke out at around 1 a.m. on Saturday. According to the Deputy Chief of Budalangi, Oscar Ngira, despite the 3 screaming for help and neighbors responding, the fire had already engulfed the entire house, making rescue efforts impossible. The 3 were burnt beyond recognition and their bodies have since been moved to Port Victoria Hospital mortuary. The area Deputy Chief has confirmed that further investigations have been launched into the incident.
Wametokelezea kutoka Busia County na kuweza kusaidiana kubeba mili za wenda zao, ambapo zimekuwa ni mili 3. So yote tumeweza kuachia idara ya uchunguzi ya maofisa ili tuweze kujua ya kwamba ni yapi yaliyoweza kutokea, ndiposa waathiriwa hao wakaweza kupata jeraha la kifo.
And on to another unfortunate incident. 3 people died on the spot after the driver of a truck ferrying logs lost control of the vehicle at Arimi Bridge along the Molo Njoro Road in Nakuru on Saturday night. Police confirmed that the driver of the truck and 2 other men died on the spot. The identities of the deceased have not yet been established due to the severity of the injuries sustained in the crash. Their bodies were taken to the Molo Sub-County Hospital mortuary for preservation. Residents say the bridge is a black spot, citing numerous fatal accidents in the past. Last year alone, at least 12 people lost their lives at the same spot.
Ya lori ilikuwa imebeba miti kielekea Njoro. Kulikuwa na shida juu wenye walikuwa kwa hii lori, hata kuwatoa kulikuwa ngumu juu walikuwa wamelaliwa na miti. Sasa ilibidi tuitishe watu wakuja kukatakata miti ndio watu waweze kuolewa.
Serikali yetu ikichukua muda tu mfupi inaweza tutengeneza hii barabara. Kwa maana chuzi muda utaisha mrefu sana. Hii barabara ilimeza watu karibu 14.
Tumechoka na hizi accident. Hata sisi tunaogopa sasa kwa sababu kila saa tukikaka accident zinatuletea shida hata sisi kwa mafikirio. Kwa sababu tuko mpaka na watoto wanaenda na gari shule. Mpaka watoto wetu wameogopa sasa. Tunaomba tu serikali ikuje itusaidie itutengenezee mahali hapa kwa sababu pamekuwa pagumu.
Now, angry residents of Gimu Estate in Athi River on Saturday staged a peaceful demonstration to protest the alleged grabbing of a road reserved for the construction of a church. The residents said they have been locked in a long-running struggle to assert their right to use the road, accusing authorities of frustrating their efforts to seek redress. According to the residents, the disputed road is the only access route linking Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the estate, and its blockage has inconvenienced them. On his part, Father Francis Maundu, the Catholic Church trustee in Machakos, said the church has held consultations with the county physical planner and the county lands director. He said the church is not opposed to any lawful guidance on the issue.
I am shocked that it is a church that is fighting the residents to grab a road that is useful to the residents.
Mara nyingi tumekuwa na meetings on and off juu ya this road na hatujapata solution, and I think we are suffering. We are suffering because kuzunguka kama mimi siwezi nikazunguka. Afadhali kama hii barabara imefunguliwa, I'll be able to walk and reach where I'm going.
Kanisa ile inajulikana kama Catholic wafanye kitu ya ungwana na wapatie wakaaji wa Ngimu barabara yao ile kwa map za serikali zote zinaoneshana hiyo barabara iko.
Away from that, now on to matters politics. Opposition leaders, including former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, are in Murang'a attending a church service. We understand that security has been beefed up after an attack at a church service last Sunday in Othaya. Let's listen in to what is going on. Currently speaking is Fred Matiang'i, the Jubilee Deputy Party Leader.
Sisi sote tunakubali huwezi kuenda beyond a particular point. Ukifuata mtu aingie kwa msikiti, we come outside. Ukifuata mtu aingie kwa kanisa, we give instructions, the command. But position in a vintage manner outside. Kwa sababu hapa huwezi kugusa hiyo hapa. This is dangerous. Kwa hivyo mimi naona kama ile ilikuwa ni going beyond the red line. Na nakubaliana na wenzangu ambao wameongea hapa. Na kila wakati mimi napenda kuongea tu slowly na kueleza wakubwa ambao wako kwa serikali. Siku nyingine nimetoa story hapa ya kiongozi mmoja wa taifa ambaye alihutubia press conference asubuhi akasema eti yeye hajasikia the name surrender and the name giving up don't exist in her vocabulary. She was a prime minister. 3 hours later, alikuwa anatafuta helicopter kutoroka nchi yake. Niseme leo hadharani, Our former Director of Intelligence, a man I respect very much, retired General Philip Kameru, he used to tell us kwa security, anatuambia, unajua, we don't have bullets for 55 million Kenyans. You people who have responsibility must find a way of finding solutions by talking to Kenyans, even when they're in the opposition. Sababu hatutaki kuchafua nchi yetu. That's why my first point today is to advise our leaders. You might be very happy today ufikiri wewe uko na nguvu sana, wewe ni mtu mkubwa. Mumeona hii kiburi vile mnaona hapa, maandege nini kujipiga kifua.
All right, and the church service is still underway in Murang'a. We'll stay on top of that for you. We'll be giving you updates on what the opposition leaders will have said at the tail end of the day. Now, still on matters politics, the UDA party has officially unveiled its Isiolo South parliamentary candidate ahead of the 26th of February by-election. Tubi Mohammed Tubi, son of the late MP, was unveiled in a series of rallies in Isiolo South that traversed Sericho, Garbatula and Kina wards in a bid to popularize the candidate. The Isiolo South parliamentary seat fell vacant following the demise of Tubi Bidu in November last year. Stephen Leto reports.
Campaigns in the Isiolo South by-election have begun in earnest, with UDA allied leaders leading the party campaigns in Sericho, Garbatula and Kina wards to popularize the party candidate Tubi Mohammed Tubi. On the campaign trail were Principal Secretary for Petroleum Mohammed Liban, Sports Fund CEO Nu Ibrahim, and National Gender and Equality Commission Chairperson Rehema Jaldesa.
Tukiwa tunakaa na Tubi Mohammed Tubi, hana baba hana mama, ni sisi ndo tunasimamia kama jamii yetu. Tumejitolea kiuchumi, kikazi, kinafasi na kutoa jasho kuhakikisha kwamba Tubi atakuwa bunge yetu tarehe 26 ya February. Bunge akipenda.
The campaigns also popularized the UDA party, with the local leaders calling on the Isiolo residents to use the by-election as a litmus test on how the 2027 general election will be.
Tutakuwa jamii ya kwanza katika Northern Kenya kupeana signal ya 2027 kwa kuchagua Tubi Mohammed Tubi kwa tiketi ya UDA.
Mimi naomba mujitokeze kwa wingi. Mupige kura. Najua kura ya by election iko na shida. Kura ya by election watu hawapigi kura. Tafadhali sana kura gabaha. Gurbaha na ebeguta.
The UDA candidate exuded confidence that he will emerge victorious in the by-election slated for February 26.
Niwaulize kitu. Unajua bwana CEO ni wa Garba. Madam Rema ni wa Sericho. Yetu Kina kwa wapi? Si tunataka haki yetu kwa serikali ya Ruto. Sisi kama watu wa Kina. Kwani mnataka kusema Kina hakuna mtu amesoma? Alafu hata sisi lazima munipigie, tushinde, tuende tuchukue haki yetu. Kweli uongo?
Stephen Leto, Citizen TV.
Thank you, Leto, for that. Staying on the political space, presidential hopeful Eliud Owalo has launched a scathing attack on President William Ruto's administration, accusing it of corruption and excessive borrowing without proper utilization of money. Speaking during the burial ceremony of Mama Grace Achayo Alwanga in Mabole, Butere constituency, Kakamega County, Owalo said the country was sinking deeper into economic hardship due to what he termed rampant corruption and mismanagement of public resources. CS Wycliffe Oparanya, who attended the burial, urged the Luhya community to unite and vote as a bloc in order to get more development in the region.
We are dealing with real problems. Problems of debt, problems of high cost of living, problems of high taxation, problems of unemployment. And these problems need an agent of change to sort them out, not legacy politicians. So we cannot be telling Kenyans that we are taking them to Singapore. How do you take Kenyans to Singapore, yet they don't have money in their pocket?
Watu wa magharibi mwa Kenya, kitu ya muhimu ni sisi kuja pamoja. tuje pamoja. Tukifika wakati huo, kama mnataka muheshimike, watu wangu, mnataka muheshimike mpaka msimame mahali pamoja kama zile jamii zingine.
And elsewhere, residents of Nachuchukait village in Lokichogio, Turkana County, are counting losses following a fire incident that razed down at least 25 houses and destroyed property worth millions of shillings. According to the residents, the fire broke out at around 11 p.m. on Saturday and left many helpless as they were unable to navigate the scene of the incident to put it off due to the closeness of the houses. They also blamed the county government for failing to deploy a fire extinguisher on time to avert further loss.
Moto ilianza saa 5. Moto ikaenda nyumba kwa nyumba ikitafakaa. Kuna watoto walikuwa ndani ya nyumba. Sasa ndio walileta hiyo shida, walichoma, walikuwa pale wakikaa wakichoma nini. Kwa bahati mbaya walikuwa dead with a matchbox. Wakachoma nini mattress. Ndio hiyo mattress sasa ikalipuka.
Imemaliza kila kitu kwa nyumba yangu yote. Hakuna ile hata tumetoa pamoja na ile majirani zangu sote.
Mimi nimepata shida. Nyumba yangu hakuna. Baadhi ya watoto hakuna. Poma watoto hakuna. Mbuzi yangu yote imechoma na moto.
Tungeomba serikali yetu ya kaunti ambayo nashikiliwa na gavana Lomorukai, mufti pia akiwa pale, mtusaidie sisi, saidia hawa wananchi.
Now, hundreds of Moyale residents took to the streets to protest alleged human rights abuse of special security forces operating in the area. The residents lit bonfire and blocked the busy Moyale-Nairobi road to demand for answers over killings and abductions of tens of youth in the area. The latest killings, according to the locals, is that of Liban Boru Charfi, who went missing only to be found tortured and body dumped in the thicket. The locals are calling for the immediate investigations into what they term as extrajudicial killings by the forces in the pretext of fighting drugs. And crossing the borders now, more than 200 people have been killed after a mine collapsed in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The disaster happened in the town of Rubaya in the North Kivu province following days of heavy rain. The mine collapsed on Wednesday, trapping hundreds of people underground. Many of those working at the site were women and children mining coltan, a mineral used in making smartphones, computers, and other electronic devices. Local rebel authorities say the exact number of dead people is still being confirmed. Around 20 people survived and are now receiving treatment in hospital. Let me bring you back home. Kamukunji Police Station has long carried the reputation of a hot zone in the heart of Nairobi, a place marked by high crime rates and persistent allegations of bribery among officers. But an investigative look reveals a shift. Community policing initiatives are reshaping the narrative. Once feared hotspots such as Machakos, Country Bus, railways, and the Jack and Jill area are now safer, with residents reporting that they can walk freely without fear. According to the area OCPD and OCS, the turnaround is not just about numbers but credibility. They point out that no officer from Kamukunji has been interdicted for unprofessional conduct in the past year, a stark contrast to its troubled past. The leadership insists the partnership with the community is the real game changer, transforming a station once synonymous with corruption into a model of cooperation. The question now is whether this momentum can be sustained and if Kamukunji's success story can be replicated in other crime-ridden precincts across Nairobi.
We are happy that we have done so.
And we have members of the public with us, the community whom we serve. And it has been a good feedback. And I want to really congratulate these officers from Kamukunji for the good job they are doing.
No officer has been interdicted, for that last 1 year that I've been here in this Kamukunji police station. My officers are very proud of you, very, very much proud of you. And I come next year, I hope you'll have the same energy to make sure that we make Kamukunji a safer place.
Mimi kama msafiri nilikuwa natumia hapa inaitwa nini, country bus. Ulikuwa unachukuliwa huko juu ukibebwa juu. Lakini saa hii ukienda pale utapata polisi wanafanya patrol na wote ukiuliza utapata wanatoka hapa. Magari za country hapa wanakuwa manned na polisi kutoka hapa. Saa hii unaweza kuja usiku na utapanda.
And a family in Kiamabundu village, Nyaribari Chache in Kisii, is crying for justice after their kin was mistakenly beaten by mob on suspicion that he was a robber. Kevin Nyamwea, the victim, says he went to knock his friend's house, who happened to be away at the time, when villagers mistaking him for a thief descended on him. The family reported the matter at Kisii police station after the young man sustained life-threatening injuries. Kiamabundu area chief John Odande has confirmed the case, saying an investigation into the matter has been launched.
Wajawaibia mtu. Mtoto wangu ni mwanafunzi, amefanya form 4 this year, last year. Hasa mimi ninaomba haki ya mtoto wangu itendeke. Sijaona tangu siku hata step yoyote yenye imechukuliwa. Ninaomba haki kwa mtoto wangu.
Tunapiga asante kwa ile chief ambaye alireact within time akasaidia uhai wa mtoto. Lakini tunaomba serikali, more particularly the county command of Kisii, hawa jamaa wote ambao walikuwa wanashirikiana kuchapa huyo kijana wakuwa arrested na wakuwa charged in a court of law.
Akaanza kutoa marafiki zake kwa ploti, wakaanza kunichapa na makebo na panga, wakisema mimi ni mwizi. Hao wote wakashikwa, wafunzwe adabu kwa sababu mimi sijaibia mtu yoyote.
All right, and that story from Kisii takes us to a break. Don't go too far. We are coming back. Some sports still on the way. Do not go too far. Stay with us.